What's up, everybody?
Coming back at you. Let's get a little space here so they can see us. There we go.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get this maybe a better,
There
a
we
little
go.
brighter.
That
We got
looks
the
better.
light in the background. But so, how is everybody doing? It's Tuesday afternoon. No, morning. It's morning still,
Yeah,
before
morning.
noon. Wanted to talk about squatting, deadlifting in relation to back injuries. So, for those who don't know who we are, my name is Chris. I'm a physical therapist, EHS Physical Therapy and Chiropractic. And this young,
Jake
handsome
here.
gentleman is?
Yeah, over at Essential Motion Spine and Sport, I'm one of the chiropractors here.
So this is what we, truly enjoy, truly love to do is help people with disc injuries, spine injuries, return to fitness. So the common, I was just reading some questions yesterday. I won't say, their name, but a gentleman had a question about, hey, I'm wanting to go back to work out. I wanted to get stronger. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we
Great.
want. That he's already on the right mindset of, I know if my body is more fit, I feel stronger, I feel
better.
more confident,
Yes.
I can do more things, right? But then the next line was like, oh no, what else? Obviously, I should avoid squatting, deadlifting, crunches,
Yes.
twisting. What else should I know? I'm like, wait a minute.
Why is that obvious? Where is this information coming from?
Whoever told you that you should never do those kind of things again, that's not true. Now, there are some parts of that is true. A lot of the, say, bending and crunching things, sit-ups, some of those things may need to be avoided right away on a recovery basis because of the disc injury. But blanket statement saying that it's obvious that...
Jeff
all right. That, deadlifting and squatting and using weights and, twists are obviously something I can never do again. That's not true. I mean,
No.
in fact, those should be things that you want to focus on doing right from the start. When you get up from a chair, when you bend down to pick something up, when you bend over, you're doing yard work.
Pick up a golf
Pick up a
ball.
golf, yeah. I mean, pick up your child,
Yeah.
anything like that. Those are all squatting and deadlifting movements.
Yeah.
So you need to work on those things so that you feel confident and have the strength to do the other things. That don't think of squatting as, I think that people believe falsely that squatting is getting into a rack with a bar on their back and putting a bunch of plates on the sides of it. There are so many other ways to do that with
Kettlebells,
yeah, even just
dumbbells,
body weight,
weight,
like just
TRX.
So don't tell anybody, Jake. But what I just did there, that was a squat. Oh, geez, don't ever do it again.
Don't do that.
If you want to be functional and move around, you have to learn how to do those things and then get stronger as you go. But you can do them, with the TRX is a great way to start.
Yeah.
Because you have your hands, it's actually
Supporting
less than
you.
body weight. You could pull yourself up with your hands and use less of the lower body. And then using kettlebells, dumbbells, all different variations of
Different weights,
squats.
different volume,
Yeah.
different intensity, yeah.
And you could do all those before you even used a rack or a
squat
barbell
rack,
at all.
right.
And then deadlifts too, we want to start with teaching the proper hip hinge,
Proper movement.
getting the hamstring length enough so you can do it correctly, keeping a neutral and supported spine. So you want to talk about, everybody says, I got to do all these core exercises, but I can't do squats or deadlifts. Well, why don't you tell them about why a squat or deadlift is not only appropriate, but is a tremendously effective core exercise,
Yeah.
as opposed to some of the other ones that, machines are the ones that people would do.
Sure, so when you're doing like a squat even, your core is involved no matter what exercise you're doing.
Yeah.
Your core is just functioning to keep you upright and stable.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't use your core, you would instantly collapse when you put that weight on you.
Mm-hmm.
So doing that movement alone, you're recruiting all aspects of your core to remain upright and stable throughout holding that weight and throughout the entire movement. Same thing with a deadlift. If I didn't use my core to brace and lift that object up, I'll step back a little bit so they can see a little bit better. If I didn't stay stable through here, I wouldn't be able to pull a weight up. I would just instantly collapse and fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So you automatically get that core recruitment that you're looking for through a squat, through a deadlift, through any weight-bearing exercise, pretty much.
And that's it. He said it. The reason is your feet are on the ground. That's how we live.
Yep.
We walk, we bend, we squat, we lift, we run. I mean, we do. We are moving people. We shouldn't. I mean, we do a lot. Sitting. But the difference is if you sit in a machine and say, I'm going to work on my core by working on these machines, you're not stabilizing anything because the machine is doing the stabilization work for you. It's better to use lighter weights, right, to start, but be standing, be in a weight-bearing position, like Jake said. That way you have to think about and focus on, okay, I need to concentrate, I need to contract my muscles, my ab muscles, my glutes, my hamstrings, my hips, in order to move that weight safely, keep myself in a nice, neutral spine position. I'm not like overly arched, I'm not overly bent, but in a nice neutral arch position. And then when I do things like squatting and deadlifting, I'm staying in this nice neutral position. And by training that way with a little bit of weight, that's how you got to start. Obviously, you don't have to start with
No, you don't have to throw plates on right
three
away.
plates on each side.
Yeah, you can start whatever's comfortable for you.
That's why those exercises should be almost a foundation. I was going to say core, but that's going to be confusing. A foundation for your training when you get back to doing those things is because it not only helps strengthen your whole body, their total body movements. I know it's more of a lower extremity, but when you're hanging on to a weight and you're having to focus on keeping everything tight and in control and moving slowly, total body exercise, as well as a very good core. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. A very good core exercise, as opposed to just saying, well, I'm going to go do crunches and I'm just going to plank and I'm just going to do all the other things. Well, those can be helpful and those can be as part of the program as well. But the squat, the deadlift, the split squat, the lunges, the step-ups.
Single leg stuff.
Single leg,
anything.
yeah. Start with double leg, but eventually we'd get you to, a single leg, so you're having to balance and then still deadlift. So think about that. You're like, oh, I just got done golfing. I played out how do I get the ball? I come down, get the ball out of the hole. Like, there's a single leg deadlift.
Yep.
Balance, hip strength, glutes, all those things kick
Whole
in.
coordination of the entire body. Yeah.
Or even just picking something up off the ground, which is what, could have been the reason that you hurt yourself in the first place. So then to say, oh, I should never do those exercises because they'll hurt me. Well, would want to get strong so that if I do those easy things again, it'd be no problem. I'd be like, yeah, I can pick that up, no problem, because I've already been training and working on heavier things. So. And
after an injury, there's no issue with, avoiding those movements temporarily and just starting smaller.
Yep.
So you can start with body weight. Once you're comfortable with body weight, you got your confidence back, then you can move up, add some dumbbells or something, go back into your squat, go back into your deadlift, and then slowly increase the intensity to where you can tolerate those movements you used to do, and then even build stronger so you can continue to do those.
Yeah. The other thing is I think most people that have had a low back or we'll say a disc injury have noticed that if they're too inactive, they actually feel worse.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to rise many times, and it's hard to get started, but as you walk a little bit and kind of stay a little active, again, too much movement can be sore as well, but a little bit of changing positions, a little bit of laying, a little bit of standing, a little bit of sitting, a little bit of movement, that feels better because those discs that are trying to heal, they don't get great blood supply on their own. They need movement and load. Think of it like a little sponge in between the bones. And then you've got this disc that acts as a sponge or a shock absorber. It needs to load and unload, and that helps circulate the blood flow, which carries oxygen for healing, the interstitial fluid that comes around there. Just not doing anything, they do not get the nutrition they need.
Yeah.
They need, actually grab show them so kind of squeeze that thing down a little bit. So it's like squish, and then unload, squish, unload, squish, unload. Now you don't want to squish it so hard that it goes out that way, but
no.
but little tiny movements, it helps the thing heal. It needs the blood flow, the oxygen. So that's what I'm saying when we're saying body weight squats, light dumbbells, moving, walking, all those kind of things are functional movements to help strengthen your body, and it gets blood flow through the disc tissue that's healing. What else do you want to say on that part?
You could even relate it to like if you
talk about machines. Why would I choose even like say a goblet, like a dumbbell squat, say here, right? Yeah. So let's say I put a dumbbell here, right? Or I kind of hang it between the legs this way and do. Why would I do that as opposed to say laying in a leg press and doing because that's a machine, right? That should be easier. I should be a better way to start because it's safer for me.
Yeah. So there's no. You're targeting like in a leg press or anything like that, even like a quad.
Yeah, let's say it's a knee extension.
Knee extension. So when you're sitting in a machine, your legs are elevated off, and you can target that muscle, but you're not recruiting any like accessory stabilizing muscles. You're not recruiting any core. You're basically just isolating that one area, so you're not getting a full the full effects of a workout that you could.
You can essentially disengage
Yeah,
your abs, your glutes, and I'm sitting. So I'm sitting with something usually will bother me anyway, because I like to be, standing and moving better. And I can disengage my muscles and just focus on one thing rather than having to force the rest of the muscles to kick in. That is the biggest thing as to why.
Right.
Yeah, there's a.
All of a sudden, when I add a weight to it, I instantly have to.
You have to,
to stay upright.
Yeah.
I'm using biceps to hold the weight.
And you've got a multi-planar, a multi-joint movement. Ankles, knees, hips, spine are all moving as opposed to just sitting here and I'm just moving one joint this way. One joint if I'm just sitting like that.
And you're still getting that knee extension movement from this, just with a little bit added difficulty.
Yep, but you can kick in the glutes and the hamstrings and the hips.
So you're getting a little bit more out of it.
Yep, and the abs. So, I mean, that's why you would choose a movement like that. That is, I mean, it's far superior to a knee extension movement. Even though the common, I think...
Even a leg sled.
Yeah,
I mean, we can talk about how
and that's, I would say, I would argue that if you're going into those, leg press things, it actually makes you flex even more. And then you can, again, disengage your abs from working because the pad in the back is supporting your back.
Yep.
Yeah. But when you stand up and move around and do things in real life, there's no pad back there to support you. So you gotta, That's the main things.
Yeah, I think we hit it good there.
Okay.
Cool. All right, we'll see
Questions, drop them in. Appreciate the thumbs up. Stay with it, guys. If you have any questions on,
Health, fitness, wellness.
and even like, say you're dealing with this and you want some guidance on what is a good progression to get from, first of all, tell us where you are at in your journey. I mean, are you just injured? Has it been months? Are you, that's fine. We don't compare yourself to others. You have a specific journey that you're on, and we can help you in any stage of that. But don't think that just because so and so was able to lift all this weight and it's okay. There's a spot where you can start, and we can help you guide you to the next phase, to the next phase, to the next phase. But it doesn't come overnight. It takes consistency.
Yeah. Consistency is
and
key.
Time with a progressive overload to those tissues, but not too much, not too little, and then your body will respond and you'll get stronger and you'll be able to do all those things again. So,
see you next time.
Thanks.